Hello there. So my last Sephora order finally came in yesterday from the spring sale, and I have everything here together. I'm going to share with you my thoughts from this huge gargantuan Sephora haul that I did. I'm not sure exactly what happened, if I think I'm Michelle Wong or what, but I have so much stuff here from this last sale. It's ridiculous. Michelle is one of my really good friends. That girl can do a haul like nobody's business. But between the 5 orders that I placed, yes, 5, I have a ton of things here to share with you. I already have thoughts on some because I've been playing with them while waiting for my straggler orders to get here. And I only used items from this haul on my face today. And as always, I tell you guys, this is not to encourage you to shop if you don't have the budget or if you're not planning on it. I do have an excessive amount of stuff here because that's what I do for a living. I know you guys like to know what we purchase with our own money, what we select to spend our money on. So I do realize it does look like a lot to the normal everyday non-YouTuber person. And for those of you who have the budget, who are looking for ideas or gifts for somebody, that's kind of what this video is for. And with that said, let's go ahead and get into what I got in my ridiculously larger than usual Sephora haul. Before I get into everything, the jewelry that I have on, most of it is from the brand that I love and adore and wear all the time, Gloriana. I do have a code and it can give you 20% off site-wide. So I wanted to share that with you just in case you guys are looking for something for yourself or for someone else. So I'll have that in the description box for you. I'm going to go through order by order so you'll kind of know what I ordered when and why I ordered what I ordered and what my thoughts are on the products that I've tried. So I always restock candles during the Sephora events whenever they are because I like certain candles. They burn better than others and I kind of stick with the ones I know usually. And I always restock my Nest Moroccan Amber candle. I restocked it during this sale. You guys that have been following me know I always get this candle. And when the fall Sephora sale comes along, I restock this and the holiday candle. Those are 2 of my staple Holy Grail candles. And I decided to try a new candle with this spring sale. Part of what added to this ridiculous haul. So this is the Tocca Montauk Salt Air Cucumber candle. I just thought it sounded different and kind of refreshing. And the presentation is really nice. It smells really light and airy and refreshing, which is exactly what I wanted. I love the box. It's really pretty. It would be a great giftable candle, a great gift to keep on hand. I don't know if you're like this, but I like to keep things, you know, in a closet that I can reach for if I need a last minute type of gift that are really nice. And this is something that would fit that bill for me. I also like to keep things like that in my loves list if I want to just send something directly to someone. So yeah, either one of these candles would be really good for that. I can't wait to light this. It seems like it's going to be really, really nice. I have been wanting to try Biossance and I never have. So I got the Biossance Your Favorite kit and I'll show you what's in here. First of all, I love this bag that these products come in. It's just this light blush zipper travel bag. A lot of times these travel sets come in bags that you're not really going to use again, or, you know, they're just kind of chintzy. This is a keeper. The inside of it says, warning, using these products may give you a boost of self-confidence and make you spend too much time in front of the mirror. So the inside is actually lined with this kind of, you know, satiny type lining. It's just a really nice bag. It's got a card in it that tells about each product. And inside it's got a full size of the squalane and vitamin C rose oil. It's got a full size of the squalane and rose vegan lip balm. It's got deluxe travel sizes of the squalane and phyto retinol serum and the squalane and marine algae eye cream. This was my first order and I have tried everything in this kit except for the retinol product. This is a very nice, light, quickly absorbable squalane oil. I love using squalane oil normally because it's kind of a non-oil oil. Since this is skincare, I'm still trying to give this a good go. This has a really nice watery texture. It sinks in really really nicely and just feels really nice and light on the skin. It's not a heavy oil. I've used the eye cream a couple of times and it's really nice and hydrating. I wouldn't rely on it for a treatment eye cream though, but for daytime it's been really nice. And I've been really enjoying the oil-based lip balm. I like using lip oils and this is a really nice one so far. This would be a great way to try Biossance for the first time or to give as a gift, especially with the presentation. The packaging of the products themselves are really great, but this just kind of adds a nice touch to it too. This is the order that included the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue. I already have this in a video. This is in my best skin-like foundations video. I will have that link for you down below where I give you all the details, what I think about it. You have seen it on my skin and I have several other foundations in this video. I'll be doing a foundation roundup soon because somehow it just ended up that way in this haul. I'm in the shade 2W1 Dawn and you can see that compared to Estee Lauder Double Wear in 2W1 Dawn in that video as well. So the foundation and primer that I have on today are from this haul and they are the Bite Beauty Changemaker foundation and primer. I got the shade M55 for the foundation and I think it's actually a pretty good match for me. It says it's a skin-like finish that gives you a clean formula with medium coverage. So I will be giving you a full review on this very, very soon. And about the primer, it's in very similar packaging and it says that the primer changes everything. Neutralize your skin, love your foundation results. So I will say that the primer has kind of a paste-like texture, but it applies to the skin very nicely and felt really nice and light. So I can just give you that little preview. And the foundation's kind of moussey, but also very, very light. So I'm anxious to see how these wear throughout the day and I'll be testing them more as well. I got two Fenty cream products that were just released recently in this particular order. This is the Fenty Cream Cheeks Out bronzer in Macchiato. I wasn't quite sure what shade to get and it actually looks kind of dark and like it could kind of work for a contour when you see it here. But I've been playing with it and really, really like the tone for my skin. So I have to show you this in a video, but I do find that it applies really, really nicely and wears nicely too. So here's what a very sloppy swatch looks like on my hand. It's not orangey, but it is warm. I'm hoping that's reflecting okay on camera. So the other Fenty product is the Fenty Cheeks Out blush in Summertime Wine. It is what I have on my face today, and you wouldn't necessarily think it would turn out like this. I was kind of surprised to see actually how dark it was in the pan. I was really nervous, but it blends out really, really pretty. This is what it looks like when you just swatch it, and this is a, you know, not fully blended out swatch, if that makes sense. Sometimes dark blush shades can be a little misleading because they do blend out to be nice and sheer and really, really beautiful. And I feel like this one does that. And I've worn it several times now and I feel like it really does last a long time on the skin and it looks really nice. Some of these products will definitely end up in my monthly favorites and fails, and some will end up being in different types of videos so that you can kind of get a more close-up look. But yeah, I am liking these two so far. Moving on to order number 2. This was a spur of the moment purchase for me. This was nothing I had ever planned, but somewhere along the way I had heard about the Ellis Brooklyn fragrance line, and I had seen specific things on Myth and West and Fawn, and I noticed that they had this little library set with some spray trial sizes, so I decided to get this and try it out. So I'll be trying these fragrances out. I know Sephora has their sets that have, you know, just more, I guess, popular scents. I've done these little sets with smaller brands, more independent brands, I guess. It's a great way to discover different scents from a fragrance house that you've been wanting to check out to see if you want to buy a full bottle from them or not. So I'll be checking all of these out. I talked in the past about how I really, really enjoyed the effects that I got from the 2 travel sizes of the Tarte Knockout Tingling Treatment. So I did get a full size. This is a 10% acid complex. It's got a powerful pH balancing blend of salicylic and lactic acids that help renew and resurface the appearance of skin. I just really like the way my skin looked the next morning after using this. It just looked calmer and more refreshed. It does tingle, which is scary when you have sensitive skin like I do, but it doesn't tingle in a bad way, and I really like the results that I've gotten. It actually says on here it's supposed to exfoliate, balance, and minimize the appearance of pores. I'm all about using products that minimize the appearance of pores. So I'm really excited to have a full size of this finally and be able to use it more regularly. I feel like people either love this product or hate it, but this is Brooke, my 15-year-old daughter's favorite cleanser. This is the Drunk Elephant Bestie number 9 Jelly Cleanser, and it just works really, really great for her skin. It's a very basic cleanser. You get a lot in a bottle, and it just works for her really well. She switches to other cleansers, and her skin seems to always get a little bit more bumpy. So I usually try to restock her when the sale comes around, and I did with this one because she is actually almost out. I am finally trying the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Invisible Cover Foundation. I have never tried this. I think they've reformulated it, and I got the shade Y345. As of now, I have no idea if this is going to match me, so I will be trying this out too. And because I'm a big fan of finishing powder and I've never tried this product, many of you have requested that I try it or asked me if I've tried it. This is the Sephora Micro Smooth Baked Powder. I got the shade medium, so I'm going to try this out and see if I actually end up liking it as much as my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural in medium plus. I didn't think about using this today. I think it must have been buried at the bottom of the box. I should have. I think this is supposed to kind of be a dupe, so we will see. This was a recommendation from my friend Risa from Risa Does Makeup. This is the Marc Jacobs eyeliner in the shade Rococo, and it's this kind of deep bronzy brown. It's just really, really pretty. It's actually the eyeliner that I have on today. I really love the formula of these. They last a long time on my eyes. They don't smudge, they don't budge, and I just thought this would be a great shade to get. I have a couple of other ones. I have a really deep brown, and then I have black, and I thought this would be a great one for every day. I love how they twist up, but then they have this built-in sharpener on the end so that you can sharpen the twist up, which isn't always the case. So I did get that, and I got 2 brow products. So I've been talking about my love for the Hourglass Micro Arch Brow Pencil in the shade Ash. It just really works for me. It's super, super skinny. It mimics brow hairs because I have very patchy, uneven brows, and I can line with it very quickly. Well, when I was looking at restocking it, I kept seeing reviews for this Dior Show Brow Styler. People seem to really love this. I got it in the shade brown, and it is what the arch of my brow is done with today. And it is a product that does not have a lid. You just twist it up and get your product out, and then it's got a spoolie on this end. It is not as fine as the Hourglass Micro Arch, but it is thin like other thin pencils. It's just not quite as fine as that Hourglass, but I did like working with it today, so I'm anxious to see how it wears, and I think I like the way it matches. I feel like sometimes things don't look the same on camera as they do in person. I also got a product that I have not heard a soul talk about. It's the Milk Makeup Kush Triple Brow Pen. It comes in this kind of triangular box. I got the shade Herb. So Maybelline had a brow pen that had the same concept, but basically no product showed up when you went to use it. So it was a big disappointment, but you could tell if product showed up, it would have been really great. I'm hoping you can see on camera those 3 little lines right there, and right there. So this is perfect for the front of the brow to try and mimic little brow hairs if you are patchy or totally uneven. So I did use it today. I'm still trying to get a verdict on the color if I need to go a little bit deeper, but it really did work well, and it worked a lot better than the Maybelline. So what happened with the Maybelline was it would swatch like that, but when you took it to the brow, it was like there was just no pigment. It would not give you pigment. This one actually does. So yeah, I am really liking both of these so far. My third order was placed at 3 in the morning when I happened to wake up and realize that the Hourglass setting spray and eyeshadow primer launched, and I just wanted to see if it was online yet, and it was. So this order is smaller, but but I had to place the order. So I ordered both of those and one other product. I've used the Hourglass Veil Soft Focus Setting Spray a few times now, and I have to say I really, really do like it. So I've talked in the past about my Yonka facial mist. It's like a toner facial mist, how perfect the spray is. And this spray is basically the same thing. It's weird because it's in an aerosol feeling can. So you think it's going to be an aerosol, but it's not. But it does have that perfect mist. And I feel like it's going to last a long time because you get that fine mist. You only need a little bit. So that's something I'm going to have to see. I know this is pricey, but it does not have alcohol in it. It has some things that are good for the skin in it. It sets your makeup while giving you kind of a soft focus effect, a blurring effect. And I feel like it really does that. I've never seen claims like that from a setting spray before. This is kind of a first. And yeah, I am really, really loving this setting spray. I was a little bit apprehensive about it at first because it does say, I think on the website, that it gives a radiant finish. And with oily combination skin, that makes me nervous. Radiant finishes, I don't know. I just think I'm going to be a grease slick by the end of the day. But I find it does give me an airbrushed, soft focus, radiant, luminous finish. That's how I would describe it, that lasts. And because it sets my makeup and leaves it that way, I don't get oily or greasy as the day goes on, at least not with the makeup that I've worn it with so far. I have really been enjoying it. I've also really been enjoying the Veil eyeshadow primer. Now, I feel like a lot of people think that eyeshadow primers are eyeshadow primers, but I have tried some that just flat out don't work at keeping my eyeshadow on or from creasing. Some work really well, but they emphasize dryness on my eyelids. There are some that I have to set with a setting powder because they crease otherwise, but setting them with setting powder, they work beautifully. However, sometimes if you use cream shadows, you don't want to set it with the setting powder because it messes up that effect. This is pretty much perfect because I've applied it and not set with powder. You can't see a crease mark on your lid. It doesn't feel sticky. It doesn't feel heavy. It kind of evens everything out. So I find I kind of have the option of setting or not setting. I'm able to blend my eyeshadow out over it. I don't know. I love it. I am so glad that I got this and I almost didn't. So the third and last item in the small order of the bunch, the third order, is the Becca Ignite Liquefied highlighter, which, you know, there's been a lot of buzz about it, and for good reason. I think, you know, some of the buzz has been good, some has been bad. There are several shades. I got the shade Creativity, and there are a few things to note about it. First of all, the bottle is beautiful. Just the presentation itself is just really, really nice. It is made to be used on the face and the body, and I do have a little something to say about that. So it says in here that it's got multi-dimensional micro pearls that are suspended in a crystal gel formula to give you a hyper gloss glow. It's also got sunflower oil and vitamin E to nourish and soften. And it says it provides a seamless application. So I am still playing around with this, trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to use it because I have several liquid highlighters that I really, really like. I find this sets really, really quickly, which, you know, can be a good thing because it doesn't stay greasy, but you do have to work with it really fast. It does give you a beautiful, stunning glow. How much of a glow is dependent on what you like. A lot of people are finding this works best for them underneath their foundation rather than on top. Now, as for using it as a body highlighter, which I thought, you know, that would be really pretty for summertime, but there is a scent in this that can be off-putting to a lot of people. It's a scent like I have never smelled before. It says in here it is an energizing fragrance blend of juicy pineapple, fresh coconut, and orange flower notes, and it's supposed to be, you know, very uplifting and give you a multi-sensory experience that ignites optimism and lights you up inside and out. But it's kind of an odd fragrance, and I think Wayne Goss said it just stinks. I don't think it stinks necessarily, but it's strong. I find it doesn't really go away unless, you know, I apply makeup on top of it. So to use it on my body, I'm not so sure because I don't think it's going to mesh well with my perfumes and things like that. And I don't really want to go around smelling like this all day. So if I'm going to be using this just for a face highlighter, I feel like I have others that I use already, and this bottle is so big, it's going to last forever, which can be a good thing, but is it going to go bad before I use it all? So I'm still trying to figure this product out for myself, so full thoughts to come later. I realized I had forgotten to reorder my Shiseido facial cotton, so I did get a pack of these in my 4th order, which we are starting now. This is just a staple for me. I have not found anything that substitutes perfectly. They are lint-free. They are super soft. It's basically like using just cotton to apply your toner or what have you on your face. So I had to restock these. I also got one of the Kosas moisturizing baked bronzers. They were out of stock when I placed my initial order, but came back in stock. So I threw one of these in my cart. I got the shade medium because light looked really, really light. I have light, medium, warm tone skin. If I tap my brush into this and just go straight into my face, I could end up with just a smudge of brown. I do have to tap off my brush after I dip it in. It is a very, very pretty formula. So there's just a 1-finger swatch. Very, very smooth. It's supposed to be moisturizing. I'm not sure how a bronzer is moisturizing since it goes on over your makeup, but I do like the packaging. I do like the way it looks on the skin. It is the bronzer that I applied lightly today over everything else. I do have a cream bronzer on as well, which I'll talk about in a minute. But despite it, possibly ending up being too much if you don't tap your brush, if you do, you can get a really nice light bronzer look. I just find that this gives a nice healthy look to the skin, a nice glow, and I will be giving you my full thoughts later. Okay, this product I am super excited about. I've used it several times and I really like it so far. I have literally heard everyone talk about the other versions of this sunscreen except for this one. This is the Supergoop Matte Screen 100% Mineral Sunscreen. This has broad spectrum SPF 40 and it is water and sweat resistant up to 40 minutes. It's titanium dioxide and zinc oxide based. So I originally was going to get the Unseen sunscreen or the other one that they had, but when I saw what the sunscreens were, what the ingredients were, I knew they were going to break me out and flare up my rosacea. There was just no way I was going to put them on my face. This one was the only one that was mineral, and I've worn it several times now with and without makeup, and I really like it. It's a light moussey formula that sinks into the skin really nicely. It's got a nice tint to it, so it doesn't, make you look ghostly white like a lot of matte mineral sunscreens. And it says it's matte, but I just find it's not super greasy like a lot of sunscreens. I always like finding good mineral sunscreen options out there because there are so few that are truly cosmetically elegant, and this one is one of them. Truly a great find. I went ahead and got a second Drunk Elephant Sweet Pity deodorant cream. If you saw my monthly favorites, I think it was in my April monthly favorites, I raved about this and how it is the only non-aluminum, non-baking soda deodorant I've ever tried that has truly worked for me. It is a cream formula that you have to kind of twist up and let dry for a little bit. But even with other deodorants, before they gave me a rash or whatever it was that caused them not to work, I still felt like during the day at some point I would end up with a little bit of odor mixed in with whatever the deodorant scent was. I swear I have zero odor at all with this. Even when I wake up the next morning, it's like, where is my odor? This is like magical. I've talked to a couple other friends that are using this and they're saying the same thing. This has been pretty miraculous for me, not just because I've finally found a natural deodorant that works, but I've really never found, even with as much as I love the deodorants that I've used, I've never found one that truly takes away odor completely. Like I have none, zero, none, and I don't have to touch up with it during the day. So I went ahead and restocked it. I also got the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow PHA BHA Pore Tight Toner. So yes, I got 2 toners in my Sephora haul. It's hydrating and pore refining. You guys know from what I said earlier, I'm all about pore refining. I just really wanted to try this. I've used it a few times. It's not super liquidy like most toners. It has a little bit of a thickness to it, and you pat it into your skin versus wiping it over your skin. They emphasize doing that. So it says it's a bouncy alcohol-free treatment with PHA and willow bark, which is a natural form of BHA. It's supposed to unclog and decongest pores. It's combined with watermelon, hyaluronic acid, and cactus water. powder, and it's supposed to smooth without stripping your skin and hydrate as well. I'm all about that. I've been using it for a few days. Really, really enjoying it so far. So I've had the Shiseido Minimalist Whipped Powder Blushes in my Sephora Loves list for the longest time, and I finally decided to pull the trigger. I had a hard time choosing shades. I ended up with the shade Sonoya, and I applied it the other day. It looks really, really pretty on the skin. It's a great spring summer color. These apply so easily and set down. I don't know. I've really liked it. I need to do like an official wear test or something, but the shade is gorgeous. So I'm really excited that I finally bit the bullet and got this. I also got a 3-pack of the Sephora Level Setter facial razors just to, you know, take care of the peach fuzz. I've gotten them from Amazon before, but they had them at Sephora and I got them. There are only 2 in here because Brooke stole one. So I got these just as kind of a backup for my other ones as they wear down. Okay, the 5th and final Sephora sale order is upon us. I placed this order simply because I realized that I had forgotten to get a deeper shade of the Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Fluid Powder Foundation. I just talked about this in my favorite Skin Light foundation. I love it. It's beautiful, but the shade I have, W046, is a little bit light. So I wanted to get what I thought was the next shade down, but I ended up with the shade 054 Natural Tan, which sounds weird, but the other shades in between didn't seem to work either. So I think this is going to be the right shade. So I will try to put on here how the 2 compare, and I'll be trying this on my face at some point, and I'll give you an update in my May monthly favorites. But you know, I could not just order the one thing. I mean, that just would not be right? So I had been eyeing up the Tarte Breezy Cream Bronzer. And when I placed my other orders, it was out of stock in the shade Seychelles, which is the shade that I wanted. So this is the cream bronzer that I have on today, and I think it's beautiful. I think it applies super easily and just looks lovely on the skin. I applied it with the Fenty 125 face brush. This is made to go with her cream bronzer. I just am always looking for just the right brush for cream products. It's like the perfect density, the perfect softness. So I'm really, really glad I decided to pick this up for that specific purpose. I have other brushes that I've been using, but I don't know, I'm digging this one. But that's not all. The lip liner I have on today is the Pat McGrath Permagel Ultra Lip Pencil. I kept hearing about these lip liners. I've never tried them, and so I decided to pick it up in the shade Buff. I was gonna get Done Undone, but it was out of stock, and so I thought, you know, I wear peachy pink lipsticks all the time, so this would be probably the next best option, and I have had it on probably 2-something hours now, and it is going strong. That is literally all that has been on my lips, and we all know the beautiful Pat McGrath packaging. I mean, I don't even know what to do with this, but I feel like I can't throw it away. There is a sharpener in here too, which is really great. I do feel like these are perfect to overline with and to wear by themselves or just under a gloss if you want. They're really going to hold product on. I can just tell by the consistency. I also had never tried any Pat McGrath lip glosses. So I decided to get this little mini Opulust gloss lip gloss trio. I'm going to actually slap one of these on right now. I know some people really love this packaging with all the sequins in here, but I kind of hate it because I feel like it goes everywhere. You know, it's like when you get those envelopes in the mail, those invitations with confetti in them. That's how I feel this packaging is. So we have Dreamscape, Naked Rose, and Lavendering. And I'm thinking I want to use Dreamscape or Naked Rose. Oh, I don't know. They're all so pretty. Let's see what Naked Rose looks like. There's a nice scent to these. It's nice and light. Okay, I'm a big fan of shiny metallic lips that don't look overly metallic. They just look really glossy and pretty and like there's a sheen to them. And that's what these give. Oh my gosh, I'm so, so glad that I got that set. I see myself wearing these a lot. I mean, look at how full and pretty that looks. And there's some pigment there. I mean, that is definitely different than what the lip liner looked alone. That's not just, you know, a translucent gloss. Loving that. I truly think that I'm the only YouTuber out there that has never tried a Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette. until today, or until this order. I finally caved and got my first one with the Pat McGrath Bronze Seduction palette. I just felt like it was probably the most wearable for me, one that I would reach for the most. I actually looked at the newest one, the Rose, I can't remember the name. It was out of stock. So I probably would have looked at that one too. So this one is Bronze Seduction. If you haven't seen it, I feel like everyone, you know, knows what this thing looks like. It is on my eyes today, and I feel like I got a very wearable but special look out of it. And I'm so glad I finally got it. There is some heft to these palettes. I mean, you can definitely feel the quality with the packaging and, you know, with what you're putting on your eyes. It is just truly a quality palette. So I'm really, really glad that I finally got that. I'd love to hear what you guys got in this past spring sale. Leave me comments down below. I love living vicariously through you guys as well. If you haven't seen my April faves and fails video, I'm going to have that linked for you because there's a lot of stuff in that video, both good and bad. This was a lot of stuff that I had not planned on getting initially when I placed that first order, but I'm glad I did because it was all either stuff that I had been eyeing up for a long time and wanted to try, or things that you guys have been wanting me to test out that I will be giving my thoughts on, hopefully by the end of the month in my May favorites in various videos. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button and become part of the family so that you don't miss my future uploads. Be sure and hit that notification bell as well. And thank you guys so much for watching, sticking around through this video because it was a lot of stuff. I hope you enjoyed seeing it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you at my next video. Bye.